Welcome to She Roars Boldly. I am your host, Dr. Debra. Today, we're going to be diving into the stories of extraordinary women who are rewriting the rules, shattering expectations, and refusing to fade into the background. Empowered women say no to being defined by their challenges in a world that tries to silence and sideline them. She Roars Boldly celebrates the remarkable journeys of women who have transformed their struggles into stepping stones to success. So grab your coffee or tea, settle in, and get ready to be inspired and fired up. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Debra, and we're going to do a rant today. I have so much fun doing these, as I love to tell you that. And this is going to be on the undo button. Guys, I got a question. Have you ever wished that life had an undo button? Oh, I mean, it doesn't have to be big, just a little curtail Z that we could just tap. And with that one tap, boom, mistakes would be erased. Nobody knows. No consequences. Life is all good again. Well, if life had an undo button, you know what? That would so be worn out online. Oh, well, yeah. It'd be just like the snooze button on my old alarm clock. I slapped it so many times, it's done it. The numbers have disappeared, and it's basically being held together by hope and duct tape. Yes, an undo button. That would be a dream. I want you to think about this for a minute. What about everyday mistakes? You know, the regular things we do. How many of life's little disasters could be solved instantly with that undo button? Send the wrong text to the wrong person? No problem. Undo. You buy a pair of jeans online at midnight because they look slimming on TikTok? Well, I tried that. Did not work. Undo, undo. How about cutting your own bangs at 2 a.m. in the morning because you saw a girl do it on Facebook? Definite undo, though I do tend to do this myself. Oh, well, you know, you don't even need to get me started on social media. How many times have you posted something in the middle of the night that you thought, oh, this is hilarious, everybody's going to love this, and you wake up in the next morning and read it and hear, oh, wow, what am I going to do? I got to get that off. Undo, undo. You know what? Let's talk about relationships. There is a place that undo button would be a marriage saver, because sometimes words just kind of slip out, like, wow, are you really going out dressed like that? Undo. Or when your husband asks, you want fries? And you say, no, 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 I'm fine. And then immediately regret it when you feel and smell that wonderful odor that smells like heaven. And you end up stealing his anyway. But undo. And dating. I can't think of a better place for an undo button. That'd be used 100% of the time. Let's say you're sitting in this romantic restaurant, again, from this guy that is just stellar. And suddenly you spit and snort your water through your nose. Can you say undo? How about even worse? You walk into the bathroom and you trip and make eye contact with the whole restaurant. Undo. This is not the way to show up at your best. Oh, here's a great place. Parenting. Anybody with me on parenting? I can't tell you how many times I could have used an undo button when I was parenting. Ever step on a Lego barefoot at 2 a.m. in the morning and the kids come rushing out because you're screaming and saying things you probably shouldn't be saying? Ever let your toddlers eat a popsicle on a brand new light-colored couch? Undo. Ever spell out the words C-A-N-D-Y only to realize that your kids know no phonics and how to spell? And moms of teenagers, well, that undo button would save lives, literally save lives. Like the day your daughter says, "Mom, don't worry. I borrowed your favorite sweater and I really didn't mean to dump hot chocolate on it." Undo. You wouldn't have to ground her. How about life traps? Here's where the undo button would really shine. Like signing up for that free trial. I just did this. Seriously, I just did this. And you forgot to cancel. And now you're billed $9.99 every single month. Well, I actually signed up for what I thought was a free trial, and I ended up with a $249 bill. And it's taken me 2 weeks to get that taken off my bank account, and it's still there. They say they're taking it. Undo. Or agreeing to just help out at the PTA fundraiser or at your church or at your favorite organization. And the next thing you know, you're not just helping, you're chairing the whole event, running the spreadsheets, ordering 600 Spirit Wear t-shirts from a warehouse in Nebraska. Undo. Or my personal nightmare, helping a friend move. I did do that too. Some people do, but they just say just a couple hours, some light moving, no problem later. 8 hours later, you are wrenched in a stairwell, holding a heavy end of a sectional couch and whispering to yourself, "Undo, undo, undo, undo." Okay, let's talk about fashion and beauty, ladies. Did you ever do that perm in the 90s? Undo. The time you trusted that box dye from Walgreens? Yeah, it didn't turn out the color they said. Undo. How about buying white jeans when you were raising toddlers? Whoa, talk about a big mistake. And makeup. We've all been there. You're getting ready for a big date. You go a little too heavy on the eyeliner, and suddenly you start looking less like you have those smoky eyes and more like a raccoon in the headlights in distress. Undo. But here's the thing. It's really hard to realize that if we actually had an undo button, would we use it all that much? I'm not sure we would. Because, if we didn't go through all those lessons, how would we actually learn things? Some of my biggest lessons have come from things that I would, if had a chance, 100% undo, if I could. Like that 90 perm taught me to say, not to say, just surprise me at the salon. And that IKEA furniture assemble disaster taught me patience and how to invent words that I didn't even know existed. Terrible breakup made me strong enough to recognize a good man when he came around later. That failed job pushed me to find what I actually wanted to do and helped me dodge a big bullet. Although, to be fair, at the time, when I hit reply all, when I was meant to just reply to one person, yeah, well, that lesson was there. It didn't get undone. And I really just learned I need to be more careful when I'm writing my social media. Be honest. Who hasn't had a moment when you prayed for an undo? Raise your hand. Mine's up. If you've ever said something dumb in a meeting and immediately wished the floor would open up and swallow you. Uh-huh. See, we've all been there. How about shopping? Ever bought something online that looked absolutely amazing on the model, and when you got it shipped to your house, you look like a potato sack with sleeves? Undo. Oh, food regrets. Have you ever eaten just one more slice of cheesecake or pizza and then suddenly needed to unbutton those new jeans you bought? Definitely undo. But maybe the reason life doesn't come with an undo button is because we're not supposed to erase it all. We're supposed to live it, to stumble, laugh, cry, mess up, and figure it all out. Because every awkward, cringing, mortifying moment, behind them, there's stories that we hopefully are able to laugh at later. They're what bond us as human beings. They're the remember when moments that make our lives interesting. And here's good news. Even though life doesn't give us an undo button, it gives us next. It gives us try again. It even gives us a redo button. Just with a little more wisdom, a little more grit, and hopefully a better hairstyle. So, yes, I want an undo button. I'm not going to lie. I do. I wish I had it. But until Apple invents one and charges $9.99 a month for it, I guess I'm stuck with learning, laughing, and moving forward. Because life may not give us an undo button, but it always gives us another chance to roar, to rise, and to shine. So remember in life, folks, we may not have an undo button, but we all can roar boldly, and we can all stand for what we believe. And there's always the word, oops, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that. Thank you. Have a beautiful week. And this is Dr. Debra, and she rose boldly.